blast into the sun. Go, go, we're ready for a dance. We're ready for adventure. Raise your puppetries, howl at the moon tonight. Side by side, we're shining bright together. Go, 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 everything's gonna be alright.
One peaceful, rainy afternoon, Laura was a very young girl, sitting comfortably on a soft blanket in her family's living room. Outside, raindrops gently tapped against the window, creating a quiet rhythm that filled the house with a cozy feeling. The sky was gray, the air was calm, and everything seemed peaceful. Laura's mother was preparing for an upcoming concert. She was a talented cellist and often practiced at home. In the corner of the room stood her beautiful cello. The instrument was polished and shiny, glowing warmly in the light from a nearby lamp. To Laura, the cello looked enormous. It was much taller than she was and seemed almost magical. Curious? As always, Laura slowly crawled across the floor toward the instrument. She looked at the smooth wooden surface and reached out her tiny hand to touch it. The cello felt cool and smooth beneath her fingers. Her mother noticed what Laura was doing and smiled warmly. "Careful, little star," she said gently. Laura looked up at her mother with wide eyes. She loved listening to music and watching her mother play. "Play?" Laura asked hopefully. Her mother laughed softly and nodded. "Of course!" She carefully sat down on a chair and positioned the cello between her knees. Then she picked up the bow and gently placed it against the strings. The first note floated into the room. It was low, warm, and beautiful. The sound seemed to wrap around the room like a soft blanket. Laura immediately stopped moving and listened carefully. She had never heard anything so wonderful. Her mother played another note, then another. Soon, a gentle melody filled the living room. The cello's rich voice blended perfectly with the sound of the rain outside. The music felt calm and comforting. It seemed to tell a story without using any words. Laura sat quietly and listened. The notes drifted through the air like tiny stars floating across a night sky. Every sound felt warm and welcoming. Laura watched her mother's hands move gracefully across the strings and fingerboard. The bow glided back and forth as the music continued. Even though Laura was still very young, she could feel the emotions in the music. Some notes sounded happy, others sounded peaceful, a few sounded dreamy and thoughtful. Together they created a magical melody that filled the entire room. When the song finally ended, silence returned. Laura blinked, then she smiled. She clapped her little hands excitedly. "Again!" her mother laughed. "Again?" she asked. Laura nodded enthusiastically. She wanted to hear more. Seeing how happy her daughter was, Laura's mother lifted the bow once more and began playing another song. This melody was different. It was softer and gentler than the first one. The notes floated slowly through the room like drifting clouds. The music felt peaceful, like watching stars twinkle on a quiet summer night. It was the kind of melody that made people feel safe and calm. As Laura listened, she felt herself relaxing. The warm room, the soft blanket, the gentle rain, and the beautiful cello music all worked together to make her feel sleepy. Her eyelids began to droop. She tried to keep listening, but it became harder and harder. The melody continued, flowing gently through the room. Laura yawned. Then she curled up comfortably on her blanket. Her mother noticed and smiled. Without stopping, she continued, playing softly. The music became even gentler. Each note seemed to whisper through the room. Laura felt safe. She felt warm. She felt loved. The sound of the cello surrounded her like a comforting hug. Outside, the rain continued tapping softly against the windows. Inside, the living room glowed with warm lamplight. The cello sang its peaceful song. Laura's eyes slowly closed. She listened to the beautiful melody for a few moments longer before drifting into sleep. Even after Laura fell asleep, her mother continued playing quietly. She didn't want to wake her daughter. Soon Laura began to dream. In her dream, she wandered through a sky full of stars. The stars sparkled and danced in time with the music. Some twirled in circles. Others drifted slowly through the clouds. Everywhere she looked, tiny lights shimmered and glowed. The music seemed to guide her through the dream. The cello's melody became the soundtrack to a magical journey among the stars. Laura felt happy. She felt peaceful. She felt completely safe. Meanwhile, her mother continued playing, unaware of the wonderful dream her daughter was having. She simply enjoyed sharing her music and filling their home with beautiful sounds. The rain gradually slowed outside. The room grew quieter. The melody gently came to an end. Laura remained asleep, smiling softly as she dreamed. For her mother, it was just an afternoon of practicing the cello. For Laura, it became a special memory filled with warmth, music, love, and imagination. And from that day forward, whenever Laura heard the sound of a cello, it reminded her of that rainy afternoon, the soft blanket, the glowing lamplight, and the beautiful music that carried her into a world of dreams among the stars.
Alright guys, that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. And share with your friends. And get notified for my next video. That's it for today. This is Taneasha saying goodbye everybody. Paw Patrol's on the roll. Content creator Taneasha out. Bye guys.